Hello, it's Pixie doing another video. I was a bit naughty. I don't know what's been going on. I've been sneaking a few things in, but I had an energy drink and an ice cream, which you shouldn't really do. I mean, if you're trying to do it actual proper fast, then no, because that would mess things up normally. But I've been doing OMAD for 6 months, and I thought to myself, it feels like. So I kind of thought, well, I just do it easy. It doesn't matter. I get back. I just do this, the OMAD tomorrow or whatever. I wasn't really gonna get too caught up in it. It's not hard. Just to have one big meal and just let it roll through the day. You just start it off in the morning. If you want to do the breakfast, it depends what your goals are. Sometimes you shift it one way, so you might go, how much in the morning can you do before you need to eat? So that's the first little test, because your body's natural state is it's done its night fast, so it's already clued and keyed up to it. And if you want to make it even more easier for yourself, do the dry fast on that, because it'll get you more rapid results. So you can have your drink, but you're looking to give yourself at least a 16-hour dry fast. And just sort of speed up the results or improve them possibly. I don't know. Basically, it's making it less complicated for your body to deal with. So it's like just hammer it, and you might get these detox symptoms like a headache and so on. I mean, if you hit a hard headache, just look at how far you've gone time-wise. Have your e-feed, and then next time your aim is to break that record. Go past it by an hour, and so on. Do that every day. Bang. So as long as you're sort of getting to them 16-hour fasts, then everything could be cool, because you'll quickly get into a better pattern. So anyway, I've been sort of going reverse. I've been sort of relaxing and thinking, well, it doesn't matter. I'm looking at the scales every day. I'm sometimes twice a day, to be honest. I'm looking at it evening and I'm looking at it in the morning, because they vary a little bit. Where are you going? So you indicate right and then you go left. If you're not sure, just sort of indicate left and actually go left, and that's fine. I understand what's going on. So yeah, I had my meal earlier in the day. I had a milky tea because a client offered me it, and I thought, do you want a tea? And I said, yeah, might as well, because I was a bit famished. My body's saying, you've got to eat, we want something to eat. And so I got that just to slow things down, and then I ate a load of food, and then I finished off. So it was about an hour window. So I had like a burger, I had a couple of burgers, couscous, I had salad, so I didn't really have loads of calories though. I had some yogurt as well, loads of yogurt. That would have boosted it up. And that was it. So I had an energy drink, that's about 50 calories. And I had an ice cream, it's probably ridiculous, about 300 in an ice cream. It wasn't loads and loads. And as a result, I thought to myself, well look, if you end up breaking your own rules, or you end up, it's basically set it up as a kind of penalty system. Not that it's a punishment at all. I'm probably going to do a lot of squats tonight. I've got these specialised squats that I created. I could call them Kennedy squats, that's my surname. Or I could call them, Pixie's not my first name, obviously, it doesn't really matter. I just invented that one ages ago, and I just use it anyway. It doesn't mask my identity, but also doesn't. What the fuck are you doing? I mean, you can see there's you can see the cars on the road. There's no reason for that behaviour. I can only probably catch a bus though, but bus can see it. Bus is usually there for about half an hour. Anyway, I love this kind of time of night. That it's like you can see it on the sky. It's like twilight. So I set it up. The system is, for my OMAD, is that I would put the penalties I've got. If you eat a load of sugars, do some exercise, lift some weights, do something enough to get the muscles working, and the heart rate up a little bit, and that's a little bit of stress in there, but you're not really aiming for any sort of serious sort of like wearing yourself out or anything. I'm not doing like for hours. did 40 press-ups yesterday. I did sort of 20 and then I think I did a 10, 20 and a 10 or something like the reverse. Probably did the 20 and then the 2 10s. And then I had a cold bath. Which I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to have a cold bath. But the other thing I've noticed, which is really interesting, I get this sensation on my stomach. There's this cold, strange. It's a sensation on my fats, and I'm not entirely sure. I think it's blood flow. It could be. Christ, these cars are so stupid sometimes. I put too much pressure on them. It just feels weird sometimes. There we go. Go away. Gotta go home, I'm tired myself. No, you have to be mindful of yourself. Anyway, so yeah, so I've got the sensation of burning fats, but about 4 hours ago, I had an energy drink and an ice cream, so I thought, body's like, we're going past this place, we got to, go up till 10 o'clock at night. Why not? Just get it? And it was about 6, maybe 7 o'clock. No, hang on. Just doing a count. Yeah, it's probably just hit 7 o'clock. So it's really only 3 hours ago. But I've got the fat burning sensation going on. So I don't understand it quite what that is. I think it's blood flow, or it's accessing the fats or the muscles. And it could work 2 ways. I could end up putting on weight or taking it off. I think actually what's happening, because I'm not eating, I'm still probably in calorie deficit. What's happening is my body's burning fat while I had a load of sugar. So don't get caught up with the thing about insulin blocking stuff, because I don't know if that's true yet. If you've got your body adapted, maybe switching between the two, or it's quicker turnaround. It could though, insulin could have an effect on things like autophagy and so on. It's the kind of area that there's an interference there, but we don't know enough about it. There could be a chemical the body puts instead of that, or does something else. It's quite complicated, the human system. But I do know that basically, if you're having rubbish all the time, if you're overloading it and you're having 3 or 4 meals a day, you were never designed for that. That's against your design feature. Look at your animals, how hungry. Probably cats have they're opportunists, but they preferably probably only eat twice a day. So they go out hunting, and it's because it's unsuccessful hunting that they probably want to refeed, and then they go on the hunt again, so they're quite active. But when there's periods when they're inactive, it's all wet and horrible outside, they sleep most of the day, and then they probably get up and have 1 meal, and then they bugger off and have a sleep again. And while they're sleeping, they're also dry fasting. Cats don't drink much water either. So, if a cat is eating more than that, because it's encouraged by its owner, it's likely fat. And if you've got a fat, chubby cat, you humanised it, and it's gone a bit wrong, to be honest. And maybe there's dogs like that as well. They're putting weird things into them. So yeah, it's just one of them interesting things, really. So, and the amount of calories, I say 50. My theory is, right, this is my theory, if there is an issue with processing sugars over fats, that my body has used my muscles as the storage system. So they've stored, so you've got the glycerol and glycogen, and so one's being stored while the other one's being processed. So my body might be starting to think different ways. Like if you're physically tired, your muscles, and they run out of energy stores, it makes sense to just refill them up with energy. It's because of different. It's not just genetics; it's how the body learns. It's an inbuilt micro biome. It's the inner world. There's different cultures because it's hot. But this comes back to thermal genesis and stuff like that. and you know, different environments. There aren't that many fat people, and it's not just a genetic disposition. It's probably not just diet, because a lot of people drink alcohol and things like that. It's the environment, and their bodies learn to adapt differently. Like a black person's, the right term, I think, Negro. It's a bit like Caucasian. And I said to a black person, Caucasian, says, "What's that?" I said, "Well, white isn't my actual race." It's ridiculous. You can call somebody can call themselves an Israelite, but they prefer to call themselves a Jew. But you think that someone would be bloody called white. White's not a race. It's a colour, isn't it? I mean, there's variants of white. So, white textured Caucasians, and they're sort of sub races of the main stem race, I guess. And all the other races are different races altogether. Just they're genetically compatible. Yeah. The same designer was involved, that's why. Just built on the same template, operating system. I mean, well, that's my understanding. And then there's something about the connecting to certain light as well, sources of light. So people were absorbing different frequencies of light as well. So people from different star systems and things like that. See, 7's always been a really strong thing. I saw something about the Pleiades in 7, so I might have to do a bit of research on that. 7 star, different numerology. Anything else? Yeah, I'm coming back to some OMAD stuff. I saw this thing that said you couldn't bodybuild on OMAD or something like that. I don't think that's correct. It's the time. There's exercise windows as well. You know, so if you're sluggish and tired, you don't want to exercise at that point, but you might do something else. You might kick your calorie burn by having a cold bath, and then you start, or maybe a hotter one would be better. I find hotter ones though, your heart has done a lot of work, so it probably got you a bit tired out. But yeah, if you increase in temperature, that should that will increase your blood pressure and your heart will increase. And then often they use a cold one really for the circulation side of things. That's changed gear. There we go. Because it's just the work process really. So yeah, the body's fascinating. We're all genetically different. We're all special. We've got information on our DNA. You know, what I would love to do. It sounds a bit creepy. I think it'd be interesting if a person had different blood transfusions. I wonder if their blood type would learn, or it would cause mutation. I did hear about in the past people who put animal bloods in their experiment, but some things are slightly compatible and they're not. So you could probably take about 5% animal's blood in your body, but higher than that you have a reaction, you die. So it's quite weird. But then it's probably the white cells that are devouring this foreign blood, and it's the plasma. They say the plasma is where the soul's at, but then would I want to corrupt my soul with a foreign plasma? I don't know. Very different ritualistic stuff. Like if you could have blood of your partner put in your veins, would you want to? That's the thing. There is that kind of internal, that is kind of weird cannibalism we do. That's why we kiss, I think. We share each other's. I mean, where did he think I was going? Jesus. He stops right in front of me. And if there's somebody up my arse, they would have been right inside me. But rather that than having my front of my car ripped off by some loony. Anyway, that's fine. See, it's tough in Reading. It's like bloody London. They driving around here, that's what they say. I didn't beat my horn or scream at him. I was frustrated at the fact that he seemed to be very callous when he was driving along, like it was a race. There were some other things going on in my mind. So yeah, I mean, you can weightlift and you can do exercise, that's fine. And thermogenesis, definitely have that as a protocol, start experimenting with it. That helps. I mean, I've been asking people, I said, oh yeah, you look slimmer here and that, but the weight's been about the same, so it's kind of that water weight and so on. Another observation about water weight, it was a client, some clients urinate 2 litres of fluids a night, which is something I don't weigh that much in a day. I mean, I don't know if I drink that much, but I'm sure fluid's coming in. But then again, it also depends how many the solids they're pushing through. Their body must be reabsorbing it. So they're kind of salts. They have a certain salts deficit. And something else that comes from my mind is some of the issues around autism relate to fluoride, because it's a neurotoxin, and that some of the vaccines and so on, they've had an increased level of fluoride in it. And that's why some of these things have developed neurological problems. Because what happens normally, your body's filtering out stuff like that. So if it's getting into a child and it's a neurotoxin, it's having an impact on their brain. And it's meant to sort of sedate the mind a bit. So it's creating some issues. I mean, that was something presented for me, sort of spiritually, I think. And it's something really creepy. Like when I was about 9, I remember. Now I thought it was at a hospital. I don't think my mum said no. I don't think she knows that happened. I don't know. It looked like my mum was there. I was in the hospital ward. There was a nurse, and she checked to see if my nuts had dropped or something. And I thought maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was younger. But I was fairly tall compared to her. And I remember her giving me a shot of something, an injection, and then what she did, I didn't really feel much, why wouldn't I react to it? I think I reacted to it later. She was going to give me another injection, but she checked my pulse rate. And as soon as my pulse had raised, as soon as there was cortisol reaction to it, and the stress of it, and my heart rate increased, she didn't need to give me a second injection, but she was willing to give me another shot. And my mum come in, they said about the injection, and she said, oh, what? You know, she was totally startled or shocked. However, she's got no recollection of it, and this just seems like a vivid memory. It's a bit too weird for a dream. And I remember I had like maybe a blue vest on or something, a blue vest. And I basically had to strip off, and then they checked my nuts, and then she was kind of irritated because they asked me to cough. I went, no, cough again. It's looking for some reaction. What the hell was she up to? Don't know. Drive fast to get that shit out of my body. Whatever she done to me. Why was she interested in my heart rate? Why was that important? See, that's one of the key things. You want to see stress in someone to check that they've actually had the injections had an effect on their body. So what was it? What you can do is get your medical records online, so you can get your full background check of your medical. So that's all very possible. Oh, why was I doing that? Oh, crumbs. No wonder there was a problem. Oh well. Anyway, let's pick this up and speak to you.